the stream between the games, but this is the women's final with NAW, the women's team we brought today. So one moment while I share that. Hello, sorry, brief pause while I shared the stream, so hopefully some people see it. As it's now 2-0.
2-1.
Oh, 2-1. Okay, with our guys NAW 2-1 down. To who are they playing?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, we're not actually sure, but we'll try and find out for you during this stream.
Based on their Pingu kit, I'd say something's related to that.
So if you don't know what's going on, this is Iron Fives up at Heriot Watt near Edinburgh. It's been a long day of Ultimate and obviously no subs. Nice interception there from Lizzie, read that well and made it look effortless, and she's putting it straight, an inverted disc to the end zone. Oh, looking for Vic, but it's just out of reach. So there were, I think, 5 women's teams here today. I think about 2 sort of beginner-ish teams, 1 medium team, and then 1 good team, which I assume is these guys. So that's pretty much what their days look like. But they've done really well to make it to the final. Sorry about that. The women certainly started off this game a little bit better than the Not Again, which was the second men's team that was just featured in the Open final a few moments ago, who had a tough game against Smog, but a rehash of a game that they won on Universe Point earlier on, or 1-1. Yes, as Meg picks up there, good bravery from Meg, all the way up the line to catch that score. Really well done. So yeah, they started off definitely better with 2-2. The men had a less glamorous showing a moment ago with a 11-3 defeat. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But overall, been a pretty good day. Yeah. So I don't need to tell you who's on the line every time, but Zoe just pulled that. We've also got April, Meg, Lizzie chasing that down and on the force right now, and Vic, who's over on the left of your screen. The opposition setting up basically a 2-on-2 ISO looking thing, moved it around at the back. And a nice little low pickup there. They've done well with her. Just jamming it up the sideline. They worked it through more or less just through the back markers. One person came out from their deep options to receive it about 10 yards from the goal line, and then put a disc a little lower than they might have liked, but well picked up for a goal. That makes it 3-2 to whoever the hell we're playing. My boots can finally come off now.
Oh no. I have to be next to you.
Yep, you do. Good catch from Meg. I haven't got my glasses on, so if I misidentify anyone, it's just slid through there past the outstretched hand of Meg, and also Vic Cook didn't manage to fix the problem either. And now the opposition have it on the left touchline, the far touchline. They put it up the line. Oh, but a great run through deep from Lizzie. Not the first time this game she's read those passes really well and got there with an interception. So it's going to be Vic Cook picking up about the third of the way up the pitch on the far sideline. In a reset position, she's got April, who's now going up the line. In an ISO position, she's got Meg, floated it up for Meg, but it was a little bit too deep, and Meg was sort of boxed out a little bit to get into a better position. And unfortunately there, with one of the downsides of that setup, you don't have very many people back if there is a turnover in the ISO space. There's lots of space for the opposition to play quickly towards the end zone, which is what's happened here. So the score now 4-2 to whoever the hell we're playing. I feel like I asked who they were earlier, and I can't remember what the answer was. It's a pretty great facility, this. It was the first time I played here, I think. Up in the edge of Curry, near Edinburgh, Heriot Watt campus. There's a lot of stuff going on, a nice quality 3G pitch. as Lizzie gives a floaty disc to Megan, who manages to get it and toe the line. Resets it to Vic, who does well with the grab. Oh, the Vic's pass across the swing to Lizzie was just touched and macked by, and Lizzie got a hand to it, but it also pinged out of her grip. So it's a turnover about 15 yards from the line. Floaty swing finds the fast sideline. They've got an overhead option. She thinks about it. She's probably going to reset this. Yes, she does. There is a swing option there, but Zoe closes up really well there. It wasn't quite the swing option that I think they were intended. Oh, but a foul has been called. I think Zoe's unlucky, but it's hard to see from here, of course. A little bit of discussion. I think it's safe to say it's immediately contested. See whether they reach an agreement. Yeah, contested foul. It's going to go back. I'm guessing the count is probably about 4. Strong smell of shower gel. One of these fuckers has cleaned themselves. Oh, just wash your hands. Oh, it might not be you. It might be someone else. Oh, that was a no-look, incredibly cash. Almost just like she was throwing away a piece of rubbish and not the reset that she was after. Found the ground. Lizzie picks up and swings across to Vic Cook, back to Lizzie, back to Vic, and Lizzie goes up the sideline. Vic's going to give it to April in a nice position, gaining some yards on the far side of the field. April looks up but resets to Meg behind her. Meg with an uncharacteristic drop. Just an unfortunate turnover, bang in the middle of the field. Oh, I think they're scram related. They're not under scram. Oh, it's up the line. Were her feet good? Only she would know, and it seems they were not. Unfortunate, good effort. Yeah, so the question is, where does it come back in? Being discussed now, presumably somewhere near the end of these people on the sideline, I would guess, from here. That is true. Since the offensive player's last point of contact before catching the disc was inbounds, that means it counts as touching the bounds there. So it comes back in down there. Good rules there. It goes Meg to Vic to Meg, back to Vic, who gives a high disc to Lizzie, gaining some yards at the line. Another high disc to Vic, who gains good yards at the line now. And looking across, there is an inverted swing attempted with the hammer from Vic to Lizzie, but it didn't come out of her grip quite right. It was too low and was intercepted. So about a third of the way up the field, and now back to a quarter. The opposition have the disc. They gain yards with that. Sorry. And they've got a couple of receivers doing essentially the same cut, which I think played in NAW's favour. Oh, but what eventually happened was that the little dump pass was quite incisive, and she found herself with no defenders in front of her and a receiver in the end zone right in front of her. So that's a goal to make the score 5-2.
Let's go, ladies!
So score 5-2 now in this women's final. We're at about 10 minutes in. We missed about 4 minutes with 6 minutes in the stream, something like that. So coming up for the halfway point time-wise. Of course, all the Newcastle attendees today have the long drive back. One day only, no stopover. Lizzie receives the pulse and great back and forth with Meg. Makes great yards through the field. Now April's joined them. April gives it back to Lizzie in the centre. Lizzie back to April, and they're doing some really nice work here. Oh, but finally, just that give and go, and getting the third person involved was treacherous in the end as April's reset safe. Okay, sorry if you had an interruption of service there. The Brown back in possession with Lizzie at the back of the field. Gives it to Vic, straight up the line, back to Lizzie. Really nice, gaining yards. Lizzie 4 yards from the end zone. Gives it back to Vic. She's going to get the reset again just to centre it a little bit more. Lizzie looks upfield. She's going to swing to Meg. and Meg to Zoe. But Zoe's looked big, and she gives a high flick disc in search of Vic Cook, who was just on the front of the end zone line, with a lot of pressure, Vic Cook was forced to come a little bit more under than she would have liked to receive that disc, and sure enough, it goes over her head. Oh, it's brilliant. Lizzie's got up really well there. Some more brave defence on the Brown, getting to that disc when it's contested. Meg picks up and gives back to Lizzie. Lizzie looks upfield. Short pass to April in the middle. Resets to Vic and then uses that to gain some yards up the sideline. On the forehand sideline, April gets the disc and returns it to Vic. Vic to Zoe with the undercut on that sideline. Zoe unfortunately throws it straight into the face of one of the defenders, and there's a turnover. They consider the quick throw, but it doesn't go. The score currently is 5-2, Robin. So on the front of the end zone, that is the not the Brown, NAW. Our guys are 5-2 down. As the opposition, whose name I can't remember, but I think there's something to do with Scram, have the disc now in their own half with a couple of resets. But oh, a little pop pass, and Zoe's having none of that. It was a slightly weak pop pass, but Zoe also was putting good pressure on her man, and without the pass being just right, leading the line cut, it was easy for Zoe to intercept, which she does with aplomb. Lizzie swings the disc to Meg, up the line to Vic near the camera. Vic, neat little disc under to Lizzie, and that's been NAW's modus so far. Nice little over flick there, but there is a call, which one of those calls that when you realise it's a call, you realise it happened a while ago.
Oh, Rosie.
I think it's an injury call, and Zoe doubled up. Not sure what's happened, but it is an injury call. So we bring on our super sub, Sam Bruce. So this is Iron 5's tournament. No substitutions normally. Injuries are the exception, and that means there's no more possibility of substitution, even in the case of injury. Now that Sam Bruce has taken the field. If you're just joining us, the score is 5-2 to whoever the hell we're playing. I think someone to do with Scram. And NAW are our women's team there, and with a nice little swing there to April, straight to Brucey, the super sub, immediately puts a third point on the board for the whatever they are. No, NAW, nah. So yeah, immediately making an impact. Can't see Zoe. She didn't limp off or anything. I'm not sure what the issue was, but it doesn't look like a serious injury. So hopefully she'll be fine. So Newcastle's or whatever, Nor's new line is left to right: April, Meg, Brucey, Vic, and Lizzie. It's a strong side, but it's a tough game they've been facing. But some long points they've been battling back, because I think we're coming on for 20 minutes into this game, and we still are not, at the. Apologies for the interruptions in service. Nothing I can do about it, I'm afraid. And I don't think she was in there. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. Come on, let's play. Let's play, surely. Yeah, but sleepiness from Nor on that, not realising that this was still in play meant that what wasn't originally a point may as well have been. With an uncontested, just little pop into an unmarked end zone play. Got Ben Lum and Nick Coe next to me, who were on the other NA team today, not athletes. How did you guys find the day?
It was really fun. Yeah, knackering.
Oh, and Ben Hand. He's down there.
Very happy.
Hard, did you say?
Very happy.
Happy, yeah. Well, it's sad to report. It's, you may know already, Nick Coe's last tournament with Newcastle, which is very sad. Oh, poor Nick. Yeah, indeed. Certainly will be missed.
He did score or assist all but one of the points.
Oh, there was quite something. There was a game where with absolutely no intention from the team to
Not
set
at
it up that
all,
way.
not at all.
Nick Coe was essentially the one-man assister goal scorer. I assume they were beating themselves up for the 1 point in 12 or something that did not directly involve Nick. So the time pressure very much on NAW now, and the opposition happy to move it around in the midfield until an opportunity opened up, which it did. And the score is 6-3 with NAW 6-3 down.
I think it's 7-3.
I think it might
Yeah,
be.
7-3.
7-3. Apologies, there was well, the last one wasn't counted yet.
Lockie. Dan.
7.
Score. Don't think he can move.
Oopsie.
So yeah, just us getting the almost mummified Dan Pritchard to get up on the far touchline and change
Yeah.
the score. Anyway, Lizzie resets to Meg in the centre, back to Lizzie, who looks at her options, give it to Brucey across the field. Brucey in the middle to Meg. NAW able to move it around reasonably well, but it's the incision, the proportion of their passes that make significant ground, I would say, have been significantly lower than the opposition, and that's a big divider between them at the moment. Nonetheless, this movement stuff has been really, really nice. And that's fantastic. That, when it has worked, that's how it's worked. With really nice short handler right through the middle, pop passes, quick movement, driven by Lizzie and April and Meg, and in that case Vic. Well, in a lot of cases Vic as well. The hooter is gone, and with the rules as they are today, that means final possession. So I'm afraid Newcastle women's will be taking the silver trophy or whatever home today. But currently the score 8-4. I think you'll agree 9-4 sounds really different to 8-5. So let's go get it. Oh, just too high there. Oh, but it was last possession, so apologies. 8-5 is never on the table, and the final score is 8-4.
Oh my
Well, thank you for joining us. I hope the connection wasn't too dismal. I've seen it's dropped out a few times, so apologise for that. And the end to what's been a pretty fun day. And now I've got to drive back to Newcastle. So, see you guys shortly.